The Mariners hit 3 home runs last night and they pulverized Toronto 10-3. They go back to Seattle with a 2-0 lead and 3 games at home if they need 3. Dodgers got a great start from Blake Snell, giving up only 1 hit through 8 full innings. Beat the Brewers 3-2. The Dodgers are now 6-1 in these playoffs. Frank, where do you want to start?
All right, real quick on the job. I'm going to let you dive into Blake Snell, who, by the way, I'm still wondering why Tampa took him out of that World Series game when you watch him pitch like you did last night. But this is what you love about baseball. How about the 8-6-2? I remember when I was a beat writer for 2 years. They said, you're going to see things you've never seen before. Last night you watched the game, it's never happened before in the playoffs. An 8-6-2 double play. The Dodgers are the victims of it, and they still go on to win. You got to win a game like that if you're the Milwaukee Brewers, so that's tough. But I'm going to turn to the Mariners for a second because I think the Dodgers are still the best team. They always find a way. You think about where the Mariners were on Friday night. It felt like they won the game 4 times, but they could have lost it about 4 times. They sneak in by beating the Tigers. Polanco has the big hit in that game. He has one of their 3 home runs yesterday. There's something about this team. And now they go home, like you just mentioned before. They get those 2 wins, first time in franchise history in the World Series. So there's a little magic there with the Seattle team.
I'm just going to go to the 8-6-2 briefly. I've watched baseball for 3,000 years. When it hit against the wall and he caught it, I somehow thought it was an out. I have seen so many people juggle the ball off their own glove. I actually thought it was an out. All right, let me get to Blake Snell. Yep. And I would forgive people if they don't remember that he's actually won the Cy Young twice. Once in Tampa Bay in 2018 and once in San Diego in 2023. Those are marginal franchises, never, not World Series winners, so maybe you could forget. In fact, Blake Snell has been in the bigs for 10 years, and he's only won 81 games in 10 years. He only started 11 games for the Dodgers this year. He didn't pitch at all between April 2nd and August 2nd. Didn't pitch, right? So you could be forgiven if you didn't even know he was on the Dodgers. He goes out last night. He goes 8 innings, 8 full. He gives up 1 single, and he picks that guy off. And what that means, Frank, is that he faces the minimum amount of batters possible in 8 innings. And you know the last guy who did that in a postseason game? Yeah, it's Don Larson. Hello.
Yep.
Hello, Don Larson. Pretty good comparison. All right, Frank, who you got tonight, the Dodgers or the Brewers?
I hope we get a game similar to Game 1, where you had the classic 8-6-2 double play, something that's never happened before in the postseason. Then, of course, you had the great start by Blake Snell. Now, it's Peralta against Yamamoto tonight, and they need Freddie Peralta to be at his best, the Brewers do. Thus far in the postseason, 5 earned runs in 9 2/3 innings. He's had mixed results against the Dodgers. Something to keep in mind, 9 career at-bats, Shohei Ohtani, 2 home runs against Peralta. So the way that you win in the postseason, you got to get the pitching, and the Dodgers have had it. Their starters in 7 starts are 6-1. The ERA is 1.65. So I have a lot of faith in the Dodgers. And if the Brewers don't win tonight, they are in big, big trouble. Do I think Toronto could come back, losing their first 2 home games? I think they can. I don't think the Brewers can do it.
So let me get to this thing with the Brewers, because it's who do you think will win tonight? I think the Dodgers are going to win the series, but that's longer than tonight. I'll just concentrate on tonight.
Yep.
It would seem to me that the Brewers should win tonight. The Brewers in the regular season won all 6 games that they played against the Dodgers. But you look at the Dodgers right now, and the pitching is important. The relief pitching is nothing special. Sasaki was great 2 games ago, but last night was not great. But if you get a game like Snell pitched last night, you've got Yamamoto, you've got Glasnow, and you've got Ohtani, and it looks like all of them are healthy and ready to go. So I would agree with you that if the Dodgers win tonight, that series smells like it's over. Toronto, just to use a similar analogy, if you asked me this last night, I would have said Toronto. I mean, Toronto went out and killed the Yankees. They scored 34 runs in 4 games against the Yankees, and Seattle has homered them out of existence, and it does not look, honestly, it does not look like Toronto is going to win that series. Maybe we're in that rare year where I guess the number 2 seeds, outperform the number 1s and do it quickly.
Yeah, if we were ranking them, though, you would put Dodgers at number 1. I don't care what their record is. All right, that's it. We're done. Back to you.